over on social saying, I think the game is really important for both teams to gain some momentum for Stage 2. And the Valorant EMEA Twitter said, hippopotomonstrosa squipedaliophobia, which is the fear of long words. I have a fear of this being a long game.
Well, I'm scared because my backpack started levitating when you were reading that out. 0-0. Yes, it is a battle for the bottom with one of these teams taking the prize, which is to not be last. It's always nice. For KC, a defensive bit of aggression out on C long, and it looks like they're going to meet with B aggro as well. Narrate the 1-2 strike first, taking down Chloric, and Filu's final stand will be behind that smoke. Hero's already fallen. There's no one left to regroup with, and NAVI should be sent quickly towards this A site. I mean, they know a lot of players have pushed behind them, so it only stands to reason that the lighter side will be where they're going. Still have to get past Sugetsu. They're taking their time. This, I think, is going to play against their hand.
I have to say, I didn't expect to see double Cypher coming into Lotus, but, you know, both teams clearly leaning a little more into comfort. Nice shot from Filu. Keeps things at least a little bit closer. But the thing I'm excited for is Ruxic being back on that controller, not stuck in Viper jail anymore. The Omen's always been a strong suit for him, and he is going to get one, but he's going to have to do everything here. A couple more still standing. Narrate goes here on the other side. He's got to get in there quick because it's being diffused, and, well, he gets the kill. He does not get the round. A
millisecond too late on the jump through. He's been let down by his right click, but you know what? He comes out with a few kills nonetheless. A 1-0 start for KC. And indeed, I think in this game, we will get to see a lot of flair, let's say. At least I'm expecting that to be the case. But my eyes in particular on Aves. Every time this guy gets to play a Phoenix, I'm always reminded of some of the first times that we got to see him in mainstream EMEA broadcasts, what, 2 years ago? He was lighting it up on that Phoenix. And I think, like, the confusing thing, and we've said this before about KC, is I genuinely am a fan of every piece that they've brought to the table. Like, there's not a player here that I'm like, well, you know, I'm not so sold on him, but the rest, great players. And the fact that they've had zero success, I mean, bar Haven here and there, the 0-4 scoreline in terms of matches, it's not, I would never have guessed this roster with this coaching staff, all of which have been proven top to bottom to be solid, would be in this position.
But what about Shadros IGL at the beginning of the year?
To be honest, I was a bit confused and confounded by that as an overall decision because I didn't, you know, think of him as an IGL.
What about
But
Aves
even then, Shadros
IGL?
As a player, I'm 100% behind. And Aves is IGL as well. I think role specific, like no one stands out as that clear IGL, that guy who's got a lot. But I think you have a lot of teams that can function like that as long as you've got some strong voices there. Someone like Narrate, for example, definitely fills in that category. Like, there's going to be no shortage of ideas.
Sadaka's looked pretty good in America.
Yeah. He didn't look that great.
No.
Here.
No. In zone flawless.
Yeah,
there you go.
that.
Very clean from KC. It would almost be devastating. Like, it'd be nice to get a win so that then going into Stage 2 you go, okay, well, at least that's gone. That's not on my back anymore. I'm not worried about that the entire time. But it would suck a little bit to get one now when it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, but I think anything's better than going winless.
I guess they'd finish above
Congratulations,
NAVI, right?
Narrate. Yes. Reached his 1,000 lifetime kills in VCT MEA. A big accolade. Hopefully he reaches his first win of this season right afterwards. And again, for NAVI, the only person on that roster that I had big question marks about at the start was Chloric. He performed remarkably well, showed himself to be a strong individual, and again, sad that playoffs out of contention.
There we go. Very aggressive from the defensive side, and they've done a lot of damage. Dosia's definitely been one of the bright sparks, a player that I was very excited to see coming into KC, and he's delivered at times. I'm glad we're no longer seeing him on the Neon. That was definitely a... Well, I guess if you didn't have the right player for the role, you put someone else in it. But he's probably not the person I would have chosen.
Spike planted.
Even still. 2 to find. Find the post plan from here on out. I think it's going to be incredibly difficult. Especially if he gets stuck at the door. But that was all part of the plan. He's just baiting them.
Look, again, taking it back to the realm of reality, this is a round where you'll be happy to do the damage. For Doja, even just dropping another weapon would be huge. Gets close, tap in, but immediately he's tapped out of the round. NAVI survived with 2. All in all, a couple of blows dealt in this round, and for KC, a chance to just come right back in, rifles in hand, and crush him into the dirt. We'll see if that's the case. I do think, Tom, in general, the biggest thing for me in these kind of matches is where are the players' heads at? Because it's fine if you come in and you play loose. It's fine if you take more risks. Like, again, the stakes are gone at this point. But what I want to see is the vibes on the team. I want to see people having fun. I think if you're not having fun in a game like this, that definitely spells some danger for your roster in that offseason.
Yeah. Oh, and also more changes coming in for the side of NAVI. Super aggressive start of the round, though. Again, looking for those early fights, looking to play into that double duelist. That's one of the changes that have been made. Obviously, Philo has played almost every single role under the sun at this point. Angel Postecoglou has been making some interesting decisions. We'll see if he's been able to take all of the data and turn it into something magical. For now, though, a 4v4 and definitely a chance for KC to bounce straight back. I'm looking at that showstopper, though.
Perhaps the safety net they need. Presence shown towards C early. Now the Prowler goes in on B. The pressure on Levin. He's the man holding the angle out here on A. Swinging in and out. On the Neon, he can very quickly back out, but now he's got back up. Narrate's here alongside him. Levin going to take one. Pretend to fade away. Pretend to run for the hills, but he is sticking around. Luring NAVI into a trap, and the man to spring it should be Narrate. Levin making so much noise here for that jump, but when Narrate goes in, he goes right back out. A 2 versus 3 for NAVI, still salvageable, but with the trip broken towards the B site. They know exactly where Hero is and will very quickly deal with him. Yes, the last round seemed to be a bump in the road, but, well, it should be plain sailing for KC from this point forward.
Yeah, I feel like this has always been a solid map for Levin. I think back to his time on BBL, it was him just running it down and finding frags left, right, and center. So a very comfortable start from him. 7-2 up. And if he can keep this going, well, it's a pretty damning predicament. Because as we sort of talk about, the one thing for KC is they haven't won a game. They've been able to beat a lot of different teams on Haven, but that is literally about it. And even though Lotus isn't the choice of NAVI, you've still got the expectation that, well, realistically, they should still look better than KC on it.
Already NAVI taking a lot of control. A site fully theirs, but an overextension from comeback could cost them quite heavily. In fact, it's Sugetsu who loses KC a rifle. Potentially recoverable by Ruxic. Doja watching it for now. Fires through the paranoia. They have no idea that guy's already through the door. And a surprise from Ruxic as he lands another deadly blow. The showstopper fired perfectly to Narrate's feet, and now this is getting very dangerous. The man whose Phoenix we hailed. Well, his hand's not so hot in that one. The flash curving right into the wall and right back into his face. Levin's all alone and plain sailing, we said, but the buy from KC shipwrecked here. It's going to be 3 players left alive and plenty of upgrades possible for that attacking side. This should not have been a round that they had much of a chance, and instead they've dominated.
Yeah, just seemingly an all-out blitz, and again, just some magic from Ruxic. It's always a bit of a depressing thing to say, but like, this is a guy that I am devastated for, doesn't seem to regularly be in the conversation for making it to internationals. Like, he's been so good over the last year or so. Being able to pull out rounds like that is why I don't think we've really wanted to see like a very, very good team around him and Hero for quite some time. Levin, though, already going to be getting aggressive off the back of that overdrive. The problem is, well, most of the time you're going to try and pop it when you're near someone. He's popped it immediately, not seen anyone, and now, well, his teammates are actually doing the damage instead.
Oh, Hero almost gets away with one to pull them back into the round. The problem here is the cross is being watched, right? KC have pushed up for deep control, but now Narrate can no longer afford to stand in the open, watching towards the attacker's spawn because they know that someone's broken through the door. They know that Hero could be threading the needle, the plan. And look at the ping as well from NAVI. They know exactly where this player should be wide open. Therefore, they've either left it or someone's pushed up deep. They clear their corners, dot their I's, cross their T's, and a plant now found for NAVI. 3v4 though, a risk to be taken, and it's Hero to take that risk, and it's paying off. Even as he falls, the number's even, and the info there.
Clark also aggressive. They don't expect the second layer. And from a massive advantage to a deficit, it's all down to Sugetsu needs, but he will get it done! 8 HP! Woo! A nice couple of shots from either side. Both
bad.
Cyphers performing. Oh, he's just chilling for a bit. I needed a breather, you know?
Yeah, it's just, you see that when your teammate's going to save an op, but...
he was actually waiting, he was like, oh, right, okay. They're going to go get the gun now. Going to go save that operator.
Got that op yet? I think that was just time for some extra comms. Now, for Hero, huge round again. This guy goes up into heaven, low HP, realizes that someone has to take a risk to pull them back into the round. He's the one to do it. But they can't get there in the end, thanks to a big play from Sugetsu. Back and forth. We've been here, but KC maintaining the lead, and again, maintaining that pressure as NAVI put their credits on the line. You're going to see a Guardian.
Well,
the Stinger come through in this one.
Yeah, something you mentioned as well is it's sort of about the mental of these teams. So let's see how it's going.
They smoked us.
Guys, can you come to me, guys? He put camera on.
Fighting, eh?
A rocket? I think they're gonna pick me.
Okay.
We can just come fight this.
Yeah, I can net behind the mount.
I can just doggy paranoid, run it down.
Yeah,
I'm ready. Let me right after cage. I doggy, they know we're not front anymore.
Bring them down.
They're from behind box. Can we open door? Now we need to go spin door.
I smoke some side.
Hey, just walk through this.
Out.
No, I'm
I bomb at them both.
Omen.
I nade him, can you kill him?
Yeah, go.
Tip it.
I'll flash plant. Can you go?
Yeah, I'm nading flash. That's a shot.
That's clear.
Oh, angle, pick white. Dead.
One more, two more.
I'm blind. Nice, guys.
I plant safe.
I'll take Sven.
Okay, chill, listen to me, guys. We're gonna re-smoke this when you have war, okay?
I don't have.
I'm holding the cup.
Don't smoke in 20, for 20.
Guys, I'm playing full tuck. Okay.
I'm holding on this key.
Well, they've worked together to get to the site, but holding alone was Ruxic, catches the flank of Levin, and now only Narrate left. Losing the previous round to a clutch. NAVI, they're going to be locked in, not looking to let this one slip, and with some players tagged up so heavily, there might be a chance, but they'd have to give him a chance, and Narrate's given no quarter here. NAVI right back into it, and it is a scrappy back and forth matchup. From what we've seen so far, it's delivering.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like the opening kill really matters that much. It's like the first pick comes through and then just a swarm in towards that C site.
I get inside your...
Come on, if you wanted to know how seriously it's being taken, it's being taken very seriously by Sage.
Yeah, that's quite a clear vibe read off rip.
The thing is, I feel like it is two sides of the coin. Like, Eng always looks super chill. Like, oh yeah, it's fine, don't worry about it. And then you just got Sage having a mental breakdown when they're in the lead of the defense.
Yeah, I think I've seen Eng crack a smile a handful of times, and other than that, he's just stone cold.
He's mellow.
He really is. Nice flash early. KC get control over C main. Can't afford to repeat that now. NAVI knowing a lot of space could have been taken off the back of it. Avoiding B as well. The Aussie main, they can open that door and make any B push a very uncomfortable scenario. And the place they go to instead is A, which is wide open. You know, KC take risks in this round. You've got pistols. Double stack up C, double stack B. Whichever site they go to, a swing of door, and you can have a 4vx fight. The only problem is if they go to the A site, they get a plant, and you're gonna have to retake with pistols. Again, you can talk about the objectives of this round is more than just winning it for KC. Damage is what they're looking for, and very nearly. But Comeback lands that second shot. Clean as a whistle for now for the attackers, and it will remain so. My goodness.
In zone flawless.
if they try something.
NAVI finally managed to bring one of those home clean and look to take themselves into the lead here. Of course, this is where Levin will look to get that operator into hand. By the looks of things, we're even going to be getting a pause out of KC. Just trying to stem the bleeding. I think they started this off winning in quite an aggressive manner. Those pushes all the way through C. But now that NAVI have made their way back into it, it's looking a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
I was going to say right now, not so much, because they are out.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, in terms of everything you've worked towards, when you come in, we've seen the pressure for the kind of last year of this phase of partnership with teams like Vitality. Again, I've never heard PAL. I have once, but rarely ever heard PAL that dejected, that emotional, in or out of the game.
What about Pipson?
Now listen, it's when he gets quiet you got to be worried. It's when he starts whispering. When I can't see the vein throbbing in his forehead, I'm like, oh, he's really angry now.
Ooh!
5 HP, he's out. Fair enough.
Speaking of power, that was Levin running through a smoke.
He taught him that, yeah. Taught him everything he knows about that.
It's not gone well. 5 HP, he is still standing. Trades back, that nade's gone straight into the wall. He was actually clearing the back corner.
He created that lineup.
It was in case anybody dropped down into the corner of the box. No one can be standing there now because of that nade.
Nice shot by Hero.
It's like a no-look.
Still competition in this, but KC taking another blow. 11 on 5 HP from earlier. I mean, that op shot could equalize very quickly. And it's going to get an opportunity, but the timing is everything. Levin's shifting his way towards that C site, wants to fill in the gap as Hero steps forward and catches Doja. Utility in hand, knife in hand perhaps, but he's still deadly as he lands the headshot. And Levin traded out as just fine. The low HP is gone, but Doja is too.
Morning shots.
Swinging in early, trying to deny the plant or capitalize with a kill, but it was a bait from Navi. Well played as they now find themselves just up against Narrate.
Spike planted.
And the bait into Narrate. And he's not going to last long whatsoever. 62% post plant, not bad. It's just increased slightly. 5-4 for Navi. And definitely a bit of a peculiar round. Like you have that backstab from Hero almost become irrelevant. They win both fights on the KC side and then immediately get slaughtered back. And if they can't even hear that laugh a tiny bit, I think that will be enough to tilt me.
I feel like it's kind of bad out on our EVS team, on our replay team. I mean, they do a great job. Yesterday, they had my back a bunch of times, but I really think there was an educational moment there. Teach everybody at home the Filu nade lineup, and we missed out on it. Now, people are going to lose rank games because of that, and their RR is on your hands. That's all I'm saying. Nice shot by Filu, though, starting it out.
We're not showing his kills either. The EVS team hate him.
We love to see him on the sniper. He's looked so comfortable when it comes to chamber. No surprises, Outlaw is deadly. But up against the pistols, it seems like everything is.
They've been really clean versus the ecos.
Yeah, great anti-ecos from Navi.
Wow, now 6-4 up, 4 rounds in a row. This is, of course, their opponent's map choice as well. It is worth noting that I believe last time this was played, there was some troublesome attack sides out from KC.
Oh.
So maybe not the greatest of signs, but that was versus Foot, and you know, playing versus Foot
would have looked pretty
can
good
be
this
difficult.
season.
Yeah.
They've surprising to a lot of people, not to everyone, but it's been nice. Let's see how KC are dealing with this. 2 rounds down. Let's jump into the team comps.
Hey, Prowler as well.
Raise from B.
Anticipate B.
2 from B, 2 from B.
Drop down.
Waterfall.
50 on the
Player
base.
standing.
Very, very talkative. What was your favorite com within that?
I think there was a deep breath there that really hit. Really hit
I think one
presence.
of them said that someone was low HP.
Yes, that was probably Filu they were talking about. He is low.
There you go. So good info. Filu is low.
Doesn't seem like Sagetsu's going to do very much with that, though.
Well, if he sees Filu, he knows that he doesn't need to shoot him in the head anymore.
But they didn't say Filu's low. They said Ray's low. So he just knows 1 in 4 chance this guy, I can just shoot him in the ankles. If anything, that might be hurtful comms.
To be honest, it's all right, because Sugetsu, he always aims for the
That's
head.
if he could hear anything, though, because so much was being said.
It was very loud.
I mean, it was hard to discern.
Some of the comms we've had have been very hectic.
Yeah. Overcalling.
That was definitely one of them.
God, they've guessed. They've guessed exactly where he is as well. Well, that's pretty tough. Unlucky Sugetsu. He thought he could carry the rifle through, and he doesn't even get... They didn't look. They didn't peep in. They just fire the paranoia, take that weapon out of his hand, and oh, there's going to be a small cost to pay in the next round. But I think for KC, it's understandable with how they've ended up here. They looked upset losing round 7, losing round 8, prompted a timeout, and it's been 3 in a row for their opponents since then, from what was a back and forth in favor of them to just every round coming in favor for NAVI. A lights out performance on this attack, and knowing that the attack's coming up next. As you said, there's been some shaky performances there for KC. It's not a pretty picture that we're painting here. Keep in mind, there's nothing to play for in terms of success. The only thing is you won't be the biggest loser, and they're now thinking about that. 0-5 on the horizon.
Yeah, nobody wants that. Oh, and nobody wants to catch a showstopper while your teammate's that far in front. All 4 players looking to retake from the same angle. And you can see NAVI are actually clearing behind. No, in fact, they're going behind. The comeback has just tried to flank on his own at full pace. That's gone down. That's turned into a 4v4. Some might call that a little bit aggressive, but, you know, I'm all for it. Go for it, because you got Filu. They're playing fantastically well. 3 kills, 8-4 for NAVI. Well, honestly, Mitch, there was something you spoke about earlier where you said, I want to hear more about lineups, right?
Yes.
So why don't we just hear more from Filu himself in a moment after these replays?
Get back. One enemy remaining. So much for their elite agents.
I was doing a lot of work with Angel, especially that like when there was a Euro meta, like he was teaching me a lot of stuff, and also like he asked me to.
As possible, and yeah, it is feeling like they have a one map pool.
That's not great, yeah.
No, it's about 5 less than you want as a minimum.
Yeah, pretty much. For stage 2, there's going to be changes to something, I'll tell you that.
I hope not their Haven.
Yeah, whether it's... And that's the thing, I at this point for KC as well, I don't think anybody can feel safe. Like, if you're to ask, how do you fix the roster, whether it's something in prep or the names on the server or behind them, as I said, I believe in all the pieces here. It feels like maybe they just don't work well together from the results we've seen. And from the comms we heard as well, I gotta be honest, I don't want to hear another comms check-in where next to nothing said mid-fight.
Well, they're currently being pushed by the IGL of NAVI down mid. AIDS is just fighting. He's even been smoked off now by, I think it was Ruxic, just going, all right, that's quite enough of that. Levin at least has been trying his best. 12 and 10, a couple of rounds early on, brought them rounds. As said, he can be incredibly good, especially on the attack side of this map, but I think they desperately need a pistol, and that's not bad. Turning things back, at least to even the rate, not quite hitting the shots, but his teammates will. And now Ruxic low, a 1v2. If he can hit a timing here, that's about all he's got, but he's so desperately low. I think he's just waiting to see if anybody clears him. Unfortunately, they're not going to do that. He is potentially going to get a 1v1, and a missed shot from Dosia makes it interesting. Oh. Well, I thought for a second that maybe the swing wouldn't come in time, but Dosia was ready.
That good teammate Levin there to just run out wide. He was so low that had it been the other way around, a headshot to Doja, and then Levin comes around that corner. I think that round goes the other way, but he literally just sprints in to draw the eye so his teammate can stab in the back. 8-5, and as you said, a much needed pistol for KC. In fact, it's where they got half the rounds in the first half. So you have to hope they'll be able to follow it up. Now for NAVI, honestly, with the dominance they've had, I wouldn't be massively surprised had they have 4 spot, but I think it was the right call not to. Instead, they're gonna group up towards this A site. Early nade, no other utility thrown. And I like this, you know, often in these rounds you'll see like the C's nade thrown through, you're trying to get the kill, but here they're feigning early control, then leaving it as a vacuum and hoping that KC will just walk in, feeling that space is empty. If they do, they're going to have a lot of trouble coming their way. You can already see the paranoia lined up for Ruxic, a small investment in this round, but one that could completely turn the tide in their favor. And it looks like KC are walking right into this trap.
Oh, yeah, that's
Completely unaware.
That's the worry. They go into this. They win this round and they're halfway there. And Navi were definitely living on a prayer, hoping that they could maybe make something of the low buy. Instead, it's going to end up as an in-zone flawless. A 6th round onto the board, closer to their opponents. But this is obviously where we expect a bit of a change from Navi as they now invest. Although, I say that, when they play versus Liquid, they only managed 1 round of their defense. Was a different comp, though.
Did they only play a few rounds?
They played 8.
Yeah, okay.
There's a little bit more than 1.
If it was a full half, they would have got the last 4.
Okay.
Reckon, so nothing to worry about there. But yeah, for KC, seems like they're on the bounce back. They've got 2 in a row very cleanly in the previous, despite running into the big stack. And I want to see if they're going to be able to pick that momentum up, keep the smiles on their face. Let's listen in.
Spike down A.
Come on, Slavi, come. You just...
One enemy remaining.
They're fighting S3, right?
Azem, S4.
Don't molly here, Azem. Don't molly. Why? Because you're blocking us. We could have fight.
Yeah, a bit of a quick listen in there, Tom.
Nice try. Don't molly that.
Yep. Don't know what they're talking about, but hey, that's all we need to know.
Gonna get a replay of the molly.
I think we just did. I mean, I'm not sure that the molly had any effect there. It was more the bombardment of utility and Filu killing absolutely everybody.
But if the molly wasn't there, they could have run at Filu
Molly
and died
wasn't there.
faster.
Yeah, I think they were hit by a C, so I don't think they could have. But, you know, that's all I've got. If anything, it probably helped them to not get pushed from that side. But either way, maybe it would have baited Filu into pushing them on that side so they could all kill him.
There you go.
Actually, genuinely, maybe that's what they were looking for instead, and the molly just cancelled it. So. Whatever. Either way, awful round. And now KC come into this one. Rifles in hand, a battle brewing, and they've just walked into the C site and made it their own. That's what we needed to see, because, look, we talked about confidence building. It definitely got put down in the previous round. Now a chance for the recovery. Hero, though, looking to put a stop to any of those foolish ambitions.
Yeah, the
Spike planted.
paranoia wasn't for him. And now he's getting solo fights. They've got to be careful here not to overface this.
Last player standing.
Potential for it to slip away, but with Hero gone, there shouldn't be any more of an opportunity. Don't worry, we'll edit the rest of those out. 7-9, KC return. But for Navi, obviously, they kept that last round so clean. But financially, they should be okay. I don't know, actually. It's not looking the best.
Well, it's going to be a mixed buy. I think it's just poor timing.
Zai smiled a little bit there. He's almost back.
That's it. That's it. That was.
They get to 9-9, and he's going to be over the moon. Ear-to-ear smiles.
It is what we were waiting to see. Just the momentum, the vibes picked up on the other side. And evidently fighting back like that, again, catching NAVI on the B aggression, the door swings open, and you've got 2 players stood there. C-side already taken, thanks to how quickly Levin got in. They didn't have anything to worry about. So they can turn and just look at that door, take the fight with great ease. Now, as you said, NAVI a little bit shaky when it comes to the buy. They've got themselves a Bulldog, a Bucky, 2 Sheriffs, and a Classic. It's really not a healthy purchase. They're going to still press forward. Luckily, they cancel that. I think going any further than that's just a huge risk, especially up against the rifles. When you've heard that Outlaw already ringing, you'd expect the Outlaw maybe watching the back here, but it's actually the one going in, going aggressive. Thanks to that ultimate, Levin's able to take those close fights, but Navi are hoping that that's exactly what they do. You can see there's trips set up, but no contact on the deep side of A.
Joke's over.
As KC shift to this B site, nice shot by Filu, but that was the ultimate of Avez. He's still right back in the round.
Sleep. My ult is ready.
Post-plant, not a lot to play with. The Hero on a Bucky retake is definitely not ideal. I almost want to see that go into the hands of Comeback. You still got the chance to dive into angles and play a little bit more risky. I think getting past any of these angles should be impossible, and eventually takes the bait. Another in-zone flawless. We've seen quite a few of those so far in this game. No one quite flawless
Need a drop.
in the scoreline just yet, but KC are definitely climbing back into this one, and NAVI are stuck once again on that solitary defensive round.
No one quite flawless when it comes to the scoreline or the execution. There's been a couple of notes to take, I think, over in the coaching booth. For KC, as we said, when they called theirs, it was nothing but disaster that followed. Felt like they'd maybe be down in the dumps, but maybe the 18 kills dropped by 11 so far. I don't know what it is, but something is picking them back up. The momentum back in their favor, and one round behind NAVI now. They can forget about that first half. And the mistakes made there, Sugetsu. How is he alive? He's made it out!
He gets around the corner as well. Oh dear Lord, luckily Hero's there. I'm sure people never said to Angel that this is what retirement would look like, but then again, I guess nobody told him it would be fun, did they?
No.
It's going to be stressful for him as well.
I'm so shocked that Sugetsu made it out of there. If he comes to play some impact in this round, well, he did, I suppose. First shot fired his way. He absorbed that. An armor for his teammates, much needed. But look at this wraparound now. Doja, he's got his side turned, and Heroes walked right in, grabbed the kill, and the ult off the back of it's going to give him all the info. They know where these players are. It's going to quicken Cloric's return to the site. A haunt online as well. Extra information finding its way into the hands of NAVI, and the retake looking good with Hero on 3 already, and Aves will be more. A 4K for Hero and double digits for NAVI.
Still showing some of that individual brilliance. As mentioned on the desk as well, that obviously the swap away from Vice, I do love that. So you do the big segment about Vice on Lotus and then neither of the teams play it. Beautiful stuff. But I do think it's purely based on comfort. Like this is just putting Hero on a role where, okay, it's a similar job, but he just feels more comfortable than what we saw maybe in the prior weeks. 10-8. And a lot still to be desired for KC. Looking like they might try something a little bit more direct. In fact, very direct. An attempt to TP to the back of the site, counter, ultimate even thrown in just to delay them. A boombot sent through C long, so they knew exactly where this was going to be happening. The fact, though, for KC is a lot more has been wasted on the other side. I don't think they'll be too mad about that.
The Phoenix flash around this corner or through that wall. Expected. Comeback's already backing off. Conscious there could be aggression coming his way, but once that wall falls, if they haven't pushed him off this angle, big trouble going to be waiting for them. Aves down in the dirt. They're posting up with more. Doja's lucky to make it out of there. And even Sugetsu, they've just heard him. They heard him drop. He made a shot. This is just going to be a simple isolation. And indeed, they don't even need to crunch from both sides. Filu lands the shot immediately. Sugetsu gone. NAVI dealing with this push perfectly. They've allowed them the site and the plant, but the numbers heavily in favor of that defending party.
There.
Someone's got to show up big time, and with Doja down, chances slimming out. Both players isolated. Even a nice shot from the rate won't be enough. And Levin to lift up these final pieces. One found, and it's done. 11 for NAVI, and they are inching closer to stealing this map out from KC. And again, relatively dominant fashion. If you exclude kind of the pistol in the early half, when it comes to late round buy rounds, NAVI have looked like the better team.
Yeah, for sure.
Halves.
Yeah, I think that, especially considering their opponent's map, I kind of had the expectation that maybe we'd see a little more take it out and remove one of their best maps. So it's definitely looking a little bit damning. Nonetheless, for NAVI, in a great position. And moving forward into this round, I believe we're going to hear from the NAVI side again. I'm just sad we don't have Daddy Artis in the team anymore.
B2C, guys. Come see, Becco. I'm on TC, I'm on Come see. Yeah. I'll smoke top side, Tito.
You can leave. I'll jump spot this.
A lot towards C. I smoke top side.
I have a land.
Water.
I'm coming.
I'll see you guys.
I ult.
I think 190.
Last one was late. He's late. He's late.
Remaining.
Guys, Mirkan, this setup was sexy, bro. I saw
guys.
Mima rotating curva.
It's not even the setup, they're just shit.
Not bad.
Whoa.
Maybe
Oh, was that at the end there?
Maybe Otis is still in the team. Oh, God. Oh, you know, in zone flawless. Yeah, that was really clean. And the setup was very good. And, yeah, the other bit as well. I wonder what that was. I wonder what that was. 12-8. NAVI clearly feeling very confident. And, well, one more round needed to take them to Breeze with a pretty hefty advantage.
Joke's over. You're dead.
I think from the get-go you can see as well Navi having fun in this matchup. Like I said, that's what my eye was tuned to today. Players getting on well, everyone having a good time. Comeback opening duel already. Doja down and out for KC. 4 rounds in a row, and it starts on the back foot with a big disadvantage. Nightfall goes through, nobody seen. Navi have already grouped up into 2 blobs, 2 groups, and Comeback on the stronger side. He's taken 2 already, the off pressing forward. And although a couple of kills from Levin fall into place, and they keep control over that site, they've nothing to keep those players out anymore. It's got to be Raw Angels, the off, taken down at last. Levin's got 4 and all 5, keeping KC alive. 3 in a row needed.
Yeah, I told you, right? Levin's pretty good at this. I will say that the scoreboard and the fact that he's not winning is tilting me a little bit. This is like where someone has asked their like big brother to come in and play the game. It's like, guys, I'm stuck in silver. It's not going well. Let me get my, like, I don't know, ascendant plat big brother to come in and just win the game. That's Levin right now. He's 24 and 16. And I would say in most of the rounds where he's got kills, it didn't look like he had a lot of health.
No, right there, well.
Okay, so
that's revenge.
What's map 2?
I'm pretty sure Filu popped his ult last round, and then got immediately killed by Levin before the voice line even played, unless I misread that in the replay. And then, well, he's come through with a vengeance here, taking him down through the smoke right away.
Is that GG?
We said before we need a hero. It was KC. It was Navi, sorry. And they had players step up to the plate. Well, for KC, now they've lost their heavy hitter. The man who pulled them back from the disadvantage of the last round. That off on Comeback still sitting around. Filu fragging! And he's looking to deal with the whole team himself. He won't quite manage it, but the job's done. The damage dealt. And 13-9 on map 1. Navi steal the map pick of KC and push them just 1 loss away from being 0. It was very hard for me to figure out because on some agents, although his Rays looked very good last map, on some agents, he looks awful. And I think he just can't play the game very well. And then he goes to Chamber and he looks sensational. So I really don't know what I'm getting out of this guy.
But his Omen as well last week was actually pretty good as well. That was the weird thing. It feels like there's a few roles that are working and then some that aren't. But we'll have to wait and see. Obviously for KC, we're in a different boat because it's only 1 map that works and then the others don't. So we'll have to see. Maybe they figured it out on Breeze, of course. Last time they played it, I think Yoru was still very much within the meta. But I do like to see Levin back on the jet. That's always been a solid agent for those Turkish duelists. Dosia, he's trying to be a little bit cheeky, but he's going to make a loud sound cue, give the game away. And although Levin's taken some early damage, he's going to be healed right back up.
All this coming to a head on the B site for KC. Pistols were solid for them in the previous map. Not much else was there. Will be Hero with the responsibility to take down a few as they make it into his site. Dodges the reveal to start with at least. Maybe he can pounce on them. The reveal landing on the player safely tucked in the corner. Hero now ready for the battle. Coming around the back with a flash. It's perfect, you would think! But Hero still strikes back, dealing damage to 1, taking down another! And with 2 under their belt, we thought this round was set for Navi, but the reinforcements are being cut off as they make it to the site. 12 seconds left, and a plant needed. Stun, forcing the raid into the open, where he drops another, but Hero's already got 4! Saving the round for Navi. The first man to take a fight and one of the last left standing. Very nice stuff from him.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, that was a solo B hold from him. There wasn't
All
anybody
alone.
else there. You can see them on the map just rotating it as they go, and I don't know how he's managed to get away with that. There was even a moment where, I can't remember who it was, I think it might have been Narrate, tried to swing him round the backside, and it was just, I think it was Ruxic was then holding it, but you just think like, how has he managed to get away with anywhere near that much?
After the first kill on Aves, he was 30 HP. Ended up going down to 8 by the time he was on the second, and then still cleaned up another double. Really nice stuff from him. And, well, the first pistol falling into the hands of NAVI. In the previous map, that would have made it a much quicker affair. Keep in mind, this is NAVI's battleground, where they've chosen to take a stand against KC. We do always say that the injured dog is a dangerous one. And for KC, with 0-5 looming over them, this is the time to lock in. Maybe not the round for it, because Ruxic's got a 4K of his own. An in-zone flawless. It was up against an eco. It was mostly just classics, but they don't even get off the starting block.
It's definitely got to be a difficult one if you are a KC fan, but then again, if the team is dead to you, then why are you at the wake? That's the real question. At this point, you've almost got to be ready for stage 2. But even still, like, you have to hope for something. Obviously, this isn't the map that they chose either. Lotus was the one that they thought would be an opportunity for them to do some damage, but realistically, it was only really Levin that stood up. I think he ended on 24 kills, and the next person was on 11, ironically. For now, though, Filu already earning some of those valuable orbs. Although he hasn't got many so far. They're 2-0 up, and that was his second orb gain. So the Phoenix gains haven't been coming through just yet.
The other one came off of death as well, remember?
It's a good way to get him.
Got them the round. The B site again, challenged. Hero managed to do it with a pistol, but this time he's up against rifles, and Narrate drops him right away, clears out that B site and finds a plant. NAVI, a man down. Weaponry also not matching up pound for pound. But a few well-placed shots could spiral this for KC, at least make it a costly round for the attacking side, dropping a couple weapons, really what they're aiming for, but it's clean from the attacking side. And sure, Chloric ends up with 1, but he shouldn't be given too many more favorable fights. Shouldn't be given any more.
No. But this is a scenario to just save your credits for a rainy day. Okay, he actually gets out of there. I thought he was dead for sure. Avers was holding that angle for quite a while. Popped the flash just to check if he was being chased. Chloric is chasing him from an incredibly weird angle, but eventually it will just be left to hold onto the gun and bring that through into the next round. Decent work from KC in that post.
Oh, scary.
That's actually Ruxic when he's terrified. Like you don't know. When he's happy, he's like, oh, so happy.
I'm trying to think what he said that about. I have no idea. Well, 2-1, as we said.
Maybe Hero put on his mean face.
Oh,
Hero was like, and he was like, oh, scary.
But for KC, winning the previous round now, they're up against an operator. B-side had some success previously, but they had to wrap back through mid, and we can see Navi pushing down, taking space, but not being too greedy with it. If that op came from the double door, it would be holding crossed. It would be a big danger for these KC players. You see Aves and Doja towards the attacker spawn. But instead, they'll be afforded a little bit more space, and I do wonder if some of that is that double initiator, how quickly, if they go for that fight, they're likely to put utility in, force you back off the angle. We just saw it there with the drone. Still have the reveals to worry about. Your flashes out of Aves as well as the dog. Like it's the one good thing about this. KC can afford to put pressure on the map multiple times in multiple places and still reset for a pretty healthy attack with the util that they've got left. And that's what they're going for. This has made it seem clear that it was a mid to A split. And instead, KC now reset, move towards this B site, still have a reveal to play with, still have both flashes on Abez. Paranoia put through, but Hero yet to be rooted from position, and this is getting dangerous. He wraps in for one, they've tagged him, but still need to land some final shots to take him down. He's run! Hello! What? How has he gotten away with that? What are they doing? KC, wake up!
What? How has he got an ace? How has he got an ace from there?
They're asleep, bro.
So a lot of people like to mix up us bald men. There's only one word that springs to my head in this moment, and that is melons.
Oh my God!
How on earth has he managed to survive all of that?
The guy.
I can tell you why. KC's comms must have been exactly like the first listen-in we had. No one said a goddamn thing. He got tagged by a Sovold! Where do you think he's going? Levin's in a world of his own. Yeah. That's one of the worst things I've ever seen from every single player, except the first one to die.
No. And Hero.
Well, yeah, obviously from Hero. Hero played it perfectly, but everyone on KC, they blocked their ears. They muted their microphones. I don't know. Even then, it comes up on the goddamn mini-map, but it's okay. It's just stabbing our backs turned to people now. This is, but to be fair, they are playing like a team who should be 0-5. So at least there's that. It's justified.
Yeah, they're playing like, was it?
No timeout, Tom? After that round, no timeout. You're telling me no timeout? Okay.
Do you know who this reminds me of?
Sure, that makes sense.
It reminds me of, was it 2020 Alliance?
Now, there was no need for that. There was absolutely, don't you ever disrespect Enzo like that again. I'm not even taking that personally. I'm taking it on behalf of Enzo. That's outrageous for you to say.
Oh, I blame the coach.
I'm sending Caddis straight to you when he's back here.
Specifically the assistant coach. But nonetheless, into the next round. KC looking at an attempt to try and bounce back.
30 seconds left.
Oh, Filu's still on site. Timer ticking. Clock running low. Well, it's looking like they're just being picked apart again and again. Finally, Dosia will deal with one, but they haven't cleared the player in main. Rook6 has been able to survive all of this time, and finally, Sugetsu will put it down. Okay, it's a missed shot. He's actually going to get the plant here. Slide in. He's going to have his gun out, but, well, at that point, the time's already gone. 4-1. Navi starting to run away with this, and how are you feeling?
Oh, fantastic, man. Fantastic. You know, no way. We're going to see a little stat when we pop into the game, and it's for it to be that round as well.
There you go. That was, yeah.
I kill your ultimate. What are you doing?
And look at this. That was Hero's second ace in VCT EMEA. I mean, they must have known that. They gave it to him.
Yeah. You know.
So, again, crazy shots. It's just, it sucks in those moments where, like, you want to sing the praises of Hero, and although he did so good, it's like, bro, if we were in an Immortal lobby solo queue, I think they would have reacted better. And that's terrifying. It's also terrifying that Casey didn't take a pause after that.
But no, don't worry, they're going towards him again. They went so well last time. There you go! He's dealt with. They've dealt with him. Rifle's been picked up for 11, which he will be allowed to keep, at least for the moment. Cloric now with an opportunity from a space where, when you're here, you normally turn invisible. The invisibility has worn off. Because of that, Filu's running, slightly blinded himself just to give them an opportunity, but he still managed to find two. Put this into a 3v2 scenario. A full wraparound.
Cover going out.
Smoke from behind, so Dosia clearly aware of the danger. And Evan trying to get that little bit more aggressive now. He's not spotted anybody back towards mid. And he's now seen one in defender spawn. The problem, though, is he has died to that player in defender spawn, leaving Dosia full blinded. Steps made, they know exactly where he is. No utility to play with other than his ult. And in the end, it seems all too easy for Rook6.
I feel bad for Levin there. I feel like he stepped up at the start of that round, cracked the site wide open, dealt with the main dangers. But again, it just feels like they can't take a step in the right direction here. Like, comeback trading after early fights one thing, but Filu being able to walk out like that, 3 players postured, ready to swing.
Okay, okay, Filu. Good job, bro.
Filu. Let's go. I mean, they just can't get on the same page on KC. And it's like Coliseum, yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, okay. It was just literally like, a lot of people will go, we're just taking it game by game. Barber literally does just take it game by game.
It is a shame that we got rid of the Coliseum. I do think rather than the skirmish, the 1v1 in-game, we would have actually had them a ball pit, 2 platforms, big spears. Anyways, let's see how KC are doing mentally. It's not going to be good.
Let's walk. He's good. Go on him. He's free. Come. Follow me.
I flash. Could be outside. I'm just shocking.
Might be engaged.
Come, skills. Get it.
I'm waiting for you.
We're waiting for the cage down.
I see
Dead.
That's killing. I'm gonna plant. One mid. Just chill.
I will pick him. Wait.
One down.
Wait, I have up.
I got mollied. From where?
What the fuck?
From where? Where was?
He's mid. He was mid. Last guy unknown.
I pick a VCT. He can be flank or no?
Maybe flank.
Yes, he could be.
I pick a city, Burak.
Just don't be one.
3, 2. Go deeper.
Bro, Levin's 2 HP, peeking with an op. Narrate gets mollied and just goes, I've been mollied from where? Doesn't tell Levin there's a molly right beside him.
He tells him in that moment.
Oh, poor Levin just walked into it unknowingly.
He knows right where I'm at.
Oh, that's quite funny. I'm not even faulting Narrate for that. It's just very funny that it played out like that. Oh, I've been mollied. And Levin, oh, there's a molly there. Well, a good round for KC, and again, big round from Levin. Running it down with that Blade Storm, finding a lot of space. Great counter kill by Filu, I suppose, with the hot hands. But that's what we wanted to see, and to be honest...
Another of his lineups.
He's teaching us a lot here today, but nothing's going to beat that Lotus lineup. The thing is, I will say, I'm quite impressed. When we get back in... Unlucky. When we get back into game, when we get into that listen-in, I even said going into it, it's not going to be good. Like, I don't expect... We heard
much
them
more
not
talkative.
Speak
yeah.
for one of the early rounds in Lotus. But here, yeah, I think they are taking steps in the right direction. And maybe that is why there wasn't a pause after the last. Again, there's no point calling a timeout if you hear the players saying the right things. The mistakes are made, they're calling them out, they're calling the fixes. What are you going to do in a timeout? It's pointless at that point. Maybe they're hearing the right things being said. Maybe the mood is looking good and the rounds just aren't following. That could be what gets them back on the horse and back on track. No shortage of motivation for this squad, as we've said many times. Nice stuff again from Levin. Seeing him heat up in these last couple rounds is definitely a way for KC to get their morale back up.
It's been the way that they made the map even look remotely close on Lotus. Some solid individual brilliance and well, some nice shots coming out from Sugetsu. Vintage, you could say. Even still though, it comes down to 1 versus 2. An opportunity for Hero. He's definitely come out of tougher positions. Needs to clear Dosia, but he won't get past the first. An important shot to hit. And a little bit of a rise up from KC, who, well, I'll be honest, at 5-1, I kind of thought they were already out of the map.
Yeah, 5-1 up. And the way that we saw Navi get there, that's the real worrying factor. But as you said, they've got players to get them in now. Levin's doing a lot of work in those opening fights, and it was the Blade Storm 2 rounds ago. So then you wonder, can he do it when it comes to a more normal round, when he doesn't have that ultimate online? And we've just seen there that, yes, he absolutely can. For Navi, this also puts them to a low buy. And this defense that was looking to have a complete chokehold on the game, now starting to be challenged a little bit. And indeed, the challenge here should be easily responded to. In fact, they pay a pretty heavy cost here. Viper's Pip put down on the B side, but it does allow them to stack 4 players towards A. These pistols might not be strong individually, but making up for it in numbers at least, trading out some of those fights. And oh! So much work done by Filu. He has made this winnable, but still very unlikely.
Yeah, the gun that Ruxic has not great for this. Although timing, if he catches Sugetsu, but no, I think he's being very diligent in the angles that he's checking. And yeah, I guess maybe just getting off the mark for KC was what they needed. Multitude of rounds in a row. Although slightly closer than they would have liked. At this stage for KC, it's all about just getting rounds. It doesn't really matter so much about how you get them.
That's not what I would have expected. The hot hand killed record is Screams.
What do you mean? Got some of the greatest lineups we've ever seen. Don't you remember that? The nade he threw that went over the top, confused Redgar, and then got the kill? That was one of the greatest lineups I've ever seen.
To out Redgar. That's something, all right. But yeah, there
It
you
was
go.
right after XMS smoked himself off an angle. It was brilliant.
Oh, for the 5th time that round. God, seeing that man with an AWP on Ascent drives me crazy to this day.
Yeah.
On attack side.
He was on your team as well, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Anyways, here we go. Round 10. And KC will find Filu right away. The ultimate. Ooh. I was going to say good for damage. Very little.
Nope.
The Hunter's Fury sent through the same sort of result. That's a lot of value burned up early for NAVI, and I think KC have done really well to avoid feeding any advantages to the squad for that trade-off. And the flash through the wall should completely deny them. But Filu gets a bit greedy to stun. Ooh. Perfect. The Doja there to pick up the pieces. That was just a straight wall bang.
Yeah.
You had the reveal, but solid work. Back to a 3v3. The problem I have here, Tom, is that 3v3, they've decided to group up and go towards this B site. Still 2 shock darts, and maybe they can get rid of some of those trips, but
30 seconds
you got to deal with Hero, and so far, yeah, you can get him when he's retaking A, but if you're pushing into him, ooh, it's not looked good for anyone who's tried.
They also have a Hunter's Fury again. This is almost exactly
how
it happened last time. He's just waiting on the other side. I like this. The idea knowing that his opponent is like, let's come around. Oh, he's been looking that way and then goes back. Narrates quick enough though. It is a trade. And now can fall back into the post plant with that Hunter's Fury available. He's spotted out Ruxic, but doesn't manage to find the kill. Utility available to delay and deny this defusal.
I mean, Hunter's Fury and Grabwell, they can't lose this.
Oh, Hunter's Fury through. Already Sugetsu's going to catch out Chloric. Now it really is just on to Ruxic to try and get everything, and he's been tagged up. They know exactly where he is at this stage, and I think with the amount of time that's already gone, he is just going to have to fall out of this one. KC, after a poor start, are going to equalize, and Navi's pick is starting to slip away from them.
Narrate can count his lucky stars that he hit that shot on Hero after shock dart and close. Walking out of the cage too. That was Hero's signal that they're backing off. And he almost got away with 2. That would have sealed the deal on this round. It would have ended it then and there in a 3v1. Taking out the Hunter's Fury as well.
They brought a lot to the team, and they won a game, and then what, had a close defeat to Foot, and that was enough for him to go. You do wonder how different things could have been if they kept him.
Yeah, I do think he did well in his role in terms of creating space for the team. For Navi, 5-5. Let's jump in with the comms. Let's see how the vibes are over that side.
I'm on the peak team.
Got mid.
You can't flash him.
Yeah, they're sitting. They're sitting in spawn right now.
Mid, close mid.
Yeah, I'm gonna drone your mid then. I'm gonna save it. Alright, man. You know we're in robot.
Yeah. Waiting.
Can I flash? I will pick.
I don't see anything bottom mid. I have mid cross right now, unless they're already robot.
Carry.
Yeah, I have full camera here, Beko.
Oh yeah.
I don't see anything bottom
He
mid.
put stuff for A, I think. I heard something.
Crossing B.
No, I don't know nothing.
Here.
I just from half wall.
You take mid?
Or if you want to peek, you can.
I think I saw maybe one under. I'm not sure.
I mean, operator is holding me and all the.
Doggy, eh?
Okay, yeah.
I will up.
They like to fake with that. They like to execute with Sova.
Hey.
Nice, back up.
I'll come my way. Sky is A also.
We're holding out
ulti.
B.
Yeah, I don't know.
One more.
Hold on, guys.
Run back. I'm grabbing gun.
I will let them go, guys.
Yeah, let them go. Let them cross.
That's Astra.
Nice.
Nice. Last 2 were in spawn.
Running, running,
inside.
spam.
30 seconds left.
Coming spawn to you.
Get in the sight. Get in the sight. I'm joining for you, Filio.
I'm holding them.
I think one window. I think one
Hold,
window.
bingo, no.
I'm holding for you, Hero. We kill them. Two. It's airwall.
Time, guys.
Bro,
Nice wall, Zero.
wait, I
Kills
need to
Filio.
take
Good kills.
We grab them.
Come back.
Bro, I saw the angle from...
Last round.
Very
in the
nicely
half.
handled by Navi as well there. You can see them reacting to everything being put down by KC. And the fact is, at this moment, they're calling. They like to execute with Sova. It might not be a push. Well, Comeback likes to execute with the Vandal. He just took them down, even picking them out of the sky for 11. And 6 found like that.
I like the comms as well in that round, especially with like how they were utilizing those late round mollies. Like Philo, after he hits the shot, just knows he needs to reclaim space, buying time for the backstab as well. Like very, very well played from Navi. They will even things up at the half, and again look to try and get aggressive here. Very aggressive on the back of it. Well, it's actually Chloric to get the kill off the shock dart. Put them into a 4v4 scenario. But this was never the plan for KC. They're going to double up in towards this B site, into the trap once again. They'll at least avoid a lot of what Hero has to offer. That trip on the other side of the Cosmic Divide could be a nightmare.
It's so perfect as well. They can't hear it till they cross through. If they decide to even take a peep, you're going to be caught by that. And in a world of hurt for NAVI, this main push from Rooks that got a double last round. No way that KC are going to let it fly under the radar, and having two players here means even after initial contact, they clear it out. Now they think their back is wide open, or rather closed off, that no one can come from there. But that gap trying to be exploited by Filu as he steps up into the battle backside. Levin holding ground, and now that should be enough. They can still afford to look behind them. They have plenty of players they had moments ago. A nice try by Filu, but time, it's too far gone now, with Rooksik still having to take down two. There's no way he can get this done, and Levin only confirms it with a shot to the head. 6-6 at the half. A nice resurgence by KC.
Yeah, for sure. I think that it was one that was looking pretty damning for them. But even still for Na'Vi, they're going to go in even at halftime. Nonetheless, let's go over to Crazy Face, who is the Na'Vi co-streamer.
Crazy Face, thank you so much.
To get there when we started the map, and he left that half with 6. So there you go.
Well, now he starts the road to 2,000. I think it might be a little while.
He could catch up with Alpha and Concon. It could be another contender in the race.
The third horse to the race. If he can get 3,000 kills in this map and the next, then then he's in the race.
Strap in, Tom. It's going to be a long overtime coming.
Yeah, basically he needs to get 4 every round, and then his teammates need to do nothing. And already Narrate is not listening to the script. That is a first pick for them, and a cheeky position from Dosia, which Hero... well, unless he's got eyes in the back of his head, he's not going to be getting that one. A lot of space taken, though, from Comeback. Quite far ahead of the crowd, but he'll get himself one for free, claim the space into spawn. This gives a lot of info and the potential for a backstab if he goes any further, which normally he does, but instead it seems like they're both going to opt to fight from the spawn area.
Oh, it's only Comeback left here now. He hears the steps coming. If they don't clear this corner, it could be dangerous. But oh, they were watching! Turned away at the last moment. Luckily, Narrate finding his 3rd of the round and his 2nd right before. Has made this a near impossibility for Cloric, and it will prove to be so. Another pistol round for KC. 3 out of 4 so far, and this one gives them the lead.
It gives them that little bit of a boost going forward. As said, this has been a rough stage for them when it comes to victories on any map other than Haven. Maybe they can look to try and add Breeze to the list.
Let's go!
It's not a happy-looking Angel in the coaching booth. And you can understand why. Like, even though this victory will not bring them to playoffs, sadly, it at least brings them within a realm of making it. Can action things to work for the next stage. Either way, not much to play with in this round. Of course, Filu's goal will be to grab as many orbs as possible. You can see Hero on the other side of the map is basically just playing guard duty, making sure that if there is any aggression, he'll be able to catch the player going for that B-site orb, and maybe give an opportunity for Filu to get both.
Levin's the one with contact coming his way. A Guardian on offer if they can take it down. Aves further back. Should be able to provide that little bit of support. Well, that's a hell of a shot. Hero, last time he was shot in the back. This time it was a heads-up duel, but with a smoke in the way. Filu down to 30 as well. You know, in these rounds, you talk about Navi and any team really needing the numbers to be their advantage, but Levin, he's the one with the big numbers. 4 kills under his belt already. He left Filu on 30 earlier. The ace not quite going to be finding its way into his hands, but you know what, a round wins. Certainly at this point, an in-zone flawless, even better to build up that little bit of bank.
Yeah, it's sad for someone as young as Levin, the chance to ace at 6-7, that must be a dream.
You would imagine. He might have emoted, but...
He might have even... You don't know what we could have got out of that.
I guess we'll never know.
So, Sugetsu has just ruined the content farm. The team are going to be so unhappy. This is where Na'Vi will get their first buy of the second half.
Revealing area.
Comeback just walking down mid. He literally has no support. The rest of the team are watching elsewhere. That's the spike in the deck. Eventually, Hero is going to find a somewhat labored trade. And Comeback's still going. He is just walking. He's just on a stroll, having a little wander. Trying to see what he can find across the map. Narrate was attempting the same with a deeper push down. And, well, eventually, Comeback has revealed himself.
Well, Comeback's going to pay for that with his life. KC still holding strong on this side of the map, still with Sugetsu covering off that A cross.
Right here.
So there's no need for these players to rotate. Narrate and Aves stand their ground. And the reveal, if it goes above the box, which indeed it has, that's going to catch Ruxic. It's going to cause a lot of danger. He has to cross back out. More importantly, KC know that there's still players here. Oh, it's messy. From Ruxic with 6 HP to be left in that fight, but Narrate does fall.
Well, the wraparound as well.
2v2, and yeah, this is the chance. This is the opportunity. They've seen each other.
Seen.
And now they've realized Hero a little late to the party on that one, but ready to adjust in time. Aves down, but the wraparound now from Sugetsu.
He headshot him.
The real surprise factor, 50 HP left, and Hero cleans him up with ease. Navi back on the board, albeit in a round that you expect him to win.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit uncomfortable, and especially like we watched it during the halftime, or the break between maps. Mini and Kakuka were doing sort of like the breakdown of the movement of Hero. He starts off sort of fighting all the way back towards main, has to wrap all the way back around and manage to find the picks and then catch the player at mid. Like, his awareness in a lot of these circumstances, even if maybe sometimes he gets a little bit over-aggressive. Either way, it's a response. And I'm more looking at Filu now, one away from having that run it back. We know how impactful that ult can be.
Yeah, especially on the attack side, you're expecting that orbs are going to be fought for early. And indeed, you can see the KC have pushed up into main. They've took that fight already, sent Ruxic hightailing back towards the spawn. Now there's help coming. What's the plan? They don't want this control to be in the hands of KC. Instead, they're going to fight for it. Jump peek to start on Ruxic. Right back in after. Paranoia tells them there's another player close. The drone's going to go out to find him, and Doja could be in trouble here. The reveal did hit, and that's going to be the end of Doja.
He placed the smoke, then gets tagged, and then it ends up killing him. Like that is...
Can't even take a fair fight.
Yeah, he's kind of... Obviously, if it doesn't hit him, then that smoke is great for him to have a little bit of control, but unfortunately, it ends up just revealing him from behind. Sugetsu under pressure, but again, Comeback is fighting very far ahead of the rest of the pack. And well, now, unless Sugetsu can pull off what I'm going to call a hero, which, you know what, if they fight him like that, he might be in with a chance. Second one comes easy, but Hero, thankfully, is like, no, I've seen this one before. I know how it ends.
That's my thing. You don't clutch on the B site as the B holder when your team's falling all around you. That's for a man like Hero, and indeed, it's so unlucky that that landed. If the smoke was a quarter second earlier, he's in a very different scenario.
It's funny, though, because if you go back to the old school FPX days, Sugetsu is the guy that's doing all those crazy clutches.
Yeah.
For Angel as well, there are a lot of parallels.
I like that at the end there. You hear Klorg saying, "Now I'll jump for you all day, every day." Because he's 5-11. He just jumped around that corner to gift his teammate the kill. Very early aggression from Comeback. He's continuing. He's going to go even further into the smoke. Sugetsu takes down the ultimate from Filu. No backup. Comeback's all alone, but even threading the needle like this has its dangers, especially now that they've spotted him up close. He's going in against the pistols. Now Comeback.
What are you doing?
You're kind of trolling there, my brother. That was a wild play. That has given KC, you know, an equal playing field and a rifle. Levin very lucky to get out of there. He smoked himself and then jumped over the smoke, but still he's alive, still drawing breath. Hunter's Fury sent through. A couple easy pickups with this. There's one tag already. Kill follows with it. Levin doing his damnedest to keep them in this round. The blade storms down to a single blade. And now it rests on the floor with the rest of KC. the lead out of their hands. It's now NAVI 9-8.
It genuinely does feel like there are 3 teams currently playing in the server. There's NAVI as a 4-core. There's KC, and then there's Comeback, who's on his own little team where he's just running around doing whatever he likes. Like, he's always so far ahead of everyone else.
He had so many chances to make the right call there as well. He sneaks up close. Oh, they've dogged me. Then he goes to run in, stops for a second. You could see there was a moment where sort of final stand of sorts for KC. They will still have another buy round if they lose this, but they're pulling out all the stops, and they're doing it early. This could be a light buy where they save their cash for the next, but instead a glass cannon off in play, and Levin challenged up close early on. Let's see how KC are going to deal with this now after so many losses.
One more bit. I'm coming to you double door.
Viper. Guys, they're on B.
On B.
Probably out B. I need to help.
I can support. I'm just supporting.
Do it.
Copy. He's ulted. Cypher, right here.
That's Cypher. Guys,
Joe,
Viper,
one main.
Viper. In fact, one tunnel.
I'm just gonna
Inside you.
Yeah,
Viper ult.
Speed up, don't run. Take.
Spike planted.
I better knock him. Can you push him? Go push.
You just spam me.
Fine.
65.
One enemy remaining.
Got shocks. No shocks.
Let's go! Nice comp, Dima. Bro, I don't know how to fucking kill this guy with my silver, bro.
Such a crucial call there as well. No shocks, no danger, especially when you're that low. Those 2 shock darts coming through, even the one could send you down to a spam. They played that perfectly. I'm really surprised to get away with that as well. But more so this, after they reveal the Viper up close, the paranoia goes through as well. And sure, 1 player falls, but the trade was all they needed. If they allowed that Viper to reset, this round's never getting won.
Well, yeah, and as you said, if he thinks there's still shocks online, that Rebel clutch is a lot less likely. It's another element that you have to forget about, but nonetheless, 9-9. Scoreline equalize, and well, Comeback's taken that first fight, of course. It is in the name. He's always going to come back for more, and if he's running forward, he's definitely not coming back. But for now, at least, he's got them a fairly impactful opener. And Hero just lurking on the other side is about to come under some serious pressure. But unlike his teammate, is pretty happy to retreat and survive to live to fight another day.
They're retreating forward, in this case, looking to cut off the rotations through mid. Hero's got a big challenge. He's found one onto narrate as Doja falls, and KC, after taking a big risk in the previous, putting all their credits on the line and in the hands of players like Levin with the glass cannon, and seeing it work out.
Oh, I like this angle.
Put right back in their place. 9-9, but NAVI, the first to reach double digits, as KC already calling for the save. The economic pressure they're under with how we've gotten here, it's just not allowing them to take that risk. And yeah, in the 2v5, I think they've made the right call. And again, it comes back to Hero in mid. The fact that he got caught, falls back from the initial fight, and then says, okay, they're going to have to rotate. So either I'm behind them, through mid, through nest, or they run right past my crosshair, and, well, we've seen that doesn't go well for anyone who tries.
I'll also say Dosia's TP might be one of the most audacious I think I've ever seen. Like, it did lose the site control, then try and TP back into a smoke.
I've seen Redguard do it, actually. He's coming up a lot today.
Okay. It's not someone I'd necessarily learn too many TPs from, but they work for him on occasion. Some crazy clutches and some silly deaths. But yeah, that was definitely a little rough. And well, for KC now, it's a one and done. High damage to their economy. Couple of rifles to play with going into this one, but expectation is pretty low.
Well, it's not quite. Well, okay. Damage done, and it's onto the man with the AWP. Not very much, but hey, Shields taking the lick. You know, I think for NAVI, at this point, you're up against pistols. You don't want to be pushing alone, offering individual fights, and there we go. Fiddle has the backup eventually. as Ruxic rounds the corner with them. Easy kill found, orb on the back of it, run it back online. And I love using run it backs in rounds like this, where you know there can be a mixed bag of a buy. KC have already shown you the willingness to throw it all at the wall and see if it sticks. Now with comeback down even more so. You want to make sure that you're not running too many risks in these rounds.
Okay, this is definitely going to help them out. They're going to know exactly where he is. They know that there's 3 players pushed up in A main as well. And you can see once again an attempt at a potential backstab. Even still though, a gap left for Levin to swing! 3 kills in quick succession. But because of that gap, because of the space that's been claimed by Hero, this is a complete ruse sold. Ruxic is very wary of middle though. That's the main danger, is that because you've heard them rotate, you know where they're not. For Hero, his aggressive position is slowly becoming less and less valuable because they're now going to have the expectation that he could be around this spot.
No way to deal with that plant. Oh, and Hero's got 2! It was a little greedy to go back for another bite of the cherry, but now they're eating good on NAVI. Time on their side. Plant is wide open and only 1 player known. Ruxic could have went anywhere in this time except for close to yellow. Everywhere south of that line, everywhere Sagetsu walks into is a danger, and Hero shot him between the pixels. That's another round for NAVI, another step towards the 2-0, another step towards the 0-5 for KC.
I now understand why players sit so close to their monitor, because we have a massive screen in front of us and I couldn't see a damn thing of what he was looking at. I was looking for a slight change in color, but again, it's the show that we've talked about all the way through the season for NAVI, the Hero and Ruxic show. These two have been impeccable, deserved of more. 21-10, 20-10, only a 2-round lead, and well, to be honest, Levin might be joining them in that group at the moment. He's been having a great series, and as of right now, has nothing to show for it.
Yeah, especially on that attack side. I feel like so many rounds he just blew up that should have been in favor of his opposition.
We got multi-frag in the loss as well.
Yeah. He's had the impact. The scoreline doesn't reflect it. 2 behind, and it's a slide in from comeback. The AWP in the dirt, Narrate right behind him. And the run it back, finding so much control, but the 1 player flying under the radar is Sagetsu. Problem is, yeah, like you say, in the meantime, while all that noise was being made on B, 2 players have stepped in, claimed the A site, and the spike is going to be there momentarily.
The Seekers are currently following them the wrong way, but it's also meant that it's taken so much longer for Sagetsu to actually rotate. Because that is where they were. The shock dart from afar has just absolutely wrecked Aves. And then he gets caught from mid. Oh, that's a nightmare round from him. He's had 1 kill since he hit 1,000. So it's not going great.
Who shock darts there? Just randomly through the wall. Hey, he might be there.
Well, I hope it was Clark.
Never play against Clark in a game of battleships. I'll take him on, but I've got my method. Had seen this should be a closeout to 12-9 to 3 chances in a row to deal a devastating scoreline to KC. A 2-0, but as we've been saying all day long, most important is avoiding being the winless team. Joining Pacific as a 0-win, 5 losses throughout this stage. You know,
but Dosia just left Pacific, didn't he?
For God's sake. And especially for KC, again, starting out this stage, show me this roster, tell me the coaching staff, I'm believing in them.
Oh, you're getting golf claps now?
There's no need for that.
They're already dead. They're already dead.
Well, Aves potentially leaving this game with 1,001 kills in the EMEA, as you said. It's been a rough half for everybody in KC, a rough series indeed, but now they need to dig deep. 3 rounds in a row to avoid utter devastation, failure on a scale that you can imagine, but only in your darkest nightmares before entering EMEA. To stand here, winless throughout the stage, comeback, running it down seems to lock in that reality. Sagetsu, the final line of hope. And he stands against 4 players. The clock ticking and not in his favor. And he has some stars, but written in the stars is defeat today. 13-9 on both maps, 2-0. NAVI claim victory and avoid